Hey, welcome back. This is M-Dog. All right, we've got our second episode here of our leveling series on TheFisher Online. And though I have done a little bit of fishing here and there, trying to figure out a few things, haven't really purchased anything significantly new or different. So we've gotten a little bit of silver. Let me go ahead and I want to remind myself, I want to change the hook size, and we'll figure out what baits we're going to use once we get to our fishing spots. I want to try out a couple of different spots with you today. Let me first see if we have any active quests we can work on. We definitely want to do the daily here. We still have an income quest to get 168 silver for catching carp, so that's part of what we'll try to do. Are we likely to catch perch or rudd? Not really. We'll hit rudd just in case to get those muckworms. And then, again, grass pike. I mean, maybe I should have gone perch. We're really not going to be using much that we'd catch perch, except for this first part. First spot we might, I guess. All right, we'll do that. We'll kind of spread out the opportunities and see how that goes. The other thing I wanted to do before we leave this area and actually start fishing is did I put my rod down? Oh, it's not set up. That's right. I wanted to check and look up bait weight. So we can go up to 30 grams. Does that include the weight of the hook? So let's say we do a size 1. Do these have weights? Yes, they do. So maybe we should go to 25 actually. And then what about this one? We can go to 40. So we could go up to, well, let's see what the weights. Man, all they have are these 10 grams feeders. So I don't even know if we want to deal with those. All right, so these are 25. Okay, yeah, all we can do is 25 then. I'm trying to think if I want a third one. It kind of depends on what the weight of this cage is. It's a 10 gram spring. So perhaps we do want a third one. I don't know that we'll use it, but just so we have the option. And then I think the other thing is, the first time I remember playing this game, I ended up like holding off on buying a net till I could get a really expensive one. Because frankly, you don't necessarily have to have them too early. Sorry, I keep getting text messages, and it's been a busy couple of days here. I think I do want to go ahead and spend the 80 silver, because this, unlike the one we have, this will allow us to keep twice as much fish in it. And so I think we're going to go ahead and do that. What I don't remember is if we have to equip it. Yes, it looks like we do have to equip it. And I do eventually want to get that rod pod, probably a little aggressively. I know it's expensive for our level, but just to have a nice fancy rod pod sounds so cool. All right, so let's make sure we actually can set these up the way we want to. So for this first spot we're going to, which this is not a money-making spot, but it is kind of a fun spot. We're going to do that. And on this one we want 0 as well, with maggots. And on this one we want bloodworms again. So there's a little gudgeon spot that I've heard about. That I want to kind of test out with you all. I briefly fished it yesterday while I was doing that team comp for RF4. I was testing out some things on the side on my other computer, so I kind of want to see how it goes today. I think that this is a spot where sometimes even trophy gudgeons come out. The sad news is gudgeons aren't really worth anything silver-wise. Now, it can be fun because you can potentially get some good some bait fish over here. But I think this is kind of where we want to be right here. So just for your reference, this is where we are on the map. And we're going to just try to throw like right at our feet pretty much. Sometimes actually I've been throwing over here to the middle. Let's see. Let's just go real quick little casts on all 3 lines. Again, we've got the smallest hook possible. And on this one, I do want to put some of this lucky fishing feed. And this one will be a little farther right and kind of out in the middle there. We've already got a bite here. I need to look and see if I can turn down the volume on the bells. I kind of like where the game volume is, but I don't like how loud the bells are. Does it? Yep, signal volume, beautiful. So rod volume, want to keep that high. Fishing reel volume, engines. Look how it's all separated. This is beautiful. I don't mind a little music. Possibly. Okay, first fish with the feed looks like a roach. And we'll just give it a couple minutes here. This isn't the main place I want to fish today, but I wanted to see if we could get it to work in terms of the gudgeon. So far we have not. Oh, there's a perch though. See if we could hit a few of those perch. How many do we need? Oh, it's actually a total weight, isn't it? Yeah, we probably aren't going to be getting that, at least not. Ooh, is that a rough? Oh, look at that large gudgeon. So there's the sign, because if we can catch large ones here, maybe there's a chance we actually could get a trophy. Using the smallest hook possible. All right, let's see. So out in the middle there, seems like that worked pretty good. Oh, there's another large gudgeon. Very cool. So the large gudgeon are here. So far it's been on bloodworms, right? We haven't seen one on maggots yet. Now if you click on cutting table, here, let me do this so that, oops. Let me do this so you can see what I'm doing. All right, this one's on maggots, so let's see what we call on maggots. This is not going to be a gudgeon. We can pretty much guarantee that. I don't know what it's going to be. Looks like a nice fish, whatever it is. Look at that large crucian. On maggots, huh? I wanted to show you how to work the cutting table in case you haven't done that before. There's a loach. That's something else you catch down here, which is one of the things you can turn into bait fish. Loach also aren't worth. So I just clicked middle mouse button to cast the exact same distance we did last time. That's something that y'all were telling me in the messages to the first video that you can do, which is very cool. All right, there's a little roach. I don't think we even want to keep that one. I'll figure it out in a second. So this is a nice little spot just if you're trying to, I think especially, there's a loach again, especially if you want to get some bait fish, this might be a decent table. So if you go to cutting table, we know that we have 2 fish. If we click on fish pieces, we could turn these into fish pieces. We have 1 fish that we can turn into a bait fish, so we'll go ahead and do that. We also have this large crucian which we could turn into fish offals, which I assume would be for like catfish and stuff, but I don't know for sure. We're not going to do that. And then something else I just noticed. Okay, I'm tired of the music. Music's fine, but it's like while I'm trying to talk, it's kind of... There's another large gudgeon. So the gudgeon are definitely here. I think we can say that. We're seeing the gudgeon. Yeah, that's actually something we needed for the quest too. Is that another one? No, it's a little eyed. That is my first eyed ever here. At least since I reset the account. I have no idea the first time I played if I ever caught an eyed here, but that's the first eyed I've seen. So a lot of different fish are here in this spot, it looks like. There's another loach. All right, so let's go ahead and move to another perch, man. But again, we need some big perch if we're going to actually make progress towards that experience quest. All right, another roach. All right, so there is one spot for you, and that was fun. Craft table is something, I guess, that's new. At least it's new to me. So if you have PVA material, it looks like you can make these baits. I noticed that bunch of giblets, which you need fish offals, fish pieces, and PVA material. But I noticed that I think that has the largest carp caught here on this map, if I read it correctly. But speaking of carp, we're now going to go to a spot that a buddy of mine who I'm playing this with, he's getting into it sort of the same time I am. We're both returning to the game at the same time after having not played it in so long. And he's a little ahead of me in level, but we've been sort of fishing together, trying to figure some things out. And he really is the one that discovered this, and we've kind of decided that our early impression is that these lilies out here in the middle of the pond might be where some of the nice carp are at on this map. So if you want to catch nice carp, obviously probably a size 2 hook is where you want to go, but we still have these really weak setups, especially our 2 feeders, or the very beginner feeders, right? So we're not necessarily trying to get too crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put pearl barley on a size 1 hook, and I guess my hope is, the other thing we want to do is we want to put the stronger weight on there, the 25 gram. I think that's going to let us cast it farther. So let's test that out. All right, max cast. Let's see where it lands. Oh, that is much farther. We're actually getting to the front of the lilies now. So that's huge. All right, so same thing over here. We want to put this. And on this one, we'll go with size 1 with, let's try, so we've got pearl barley. I think we want to do pearl barley, doe, and semolina. And just kind of see how the bite rate feels, and see kind of what fishing spread, like what different catches we're getting. So I guess my hope is, and we're not going to be able to get this one as far because we have this little like 10 gram springer on there, but I still want to keep that lucky fishing stuff going. So, and this does cast a little farther just because it's a longer rod, I think. But my hope is that we might catch some decent fish over here, as well as a couple of small carp, so we can finish off this income quest. We need 3 more carp. Might just let that go. Well, I'll check my net. I want to make sure that anything that is, man, we're getting some bites right now, aren't we? Anything but stuff we can turn into like fish pieces or bait fish that we do, but some of those like really small fish we'll just let go so that we have more room in our net. All right, so far, I don't know. I guess we'll keep it till we need room in our net. We did get that net increase, so I'm not remembering that we've got a lot more space in our net now than we did, twice as much in fact. So with the size 1 hook, now when I had size 2 hooks on here yesterday, consistently catching carp over here, but the carp were just almost too big. I actually think when we get an upgrade in our gear, this would be a fun place to fish for carp, because they don't get too big in the pond. I think the largest one ever caught here is just over 9 kilos. So you don't need the biggest gear for it, but you probably do need a little bigger than what we have right now. All right, nothing we want to do there. We definitely want to make fish pieces out of that. And that's all we want to do. So if we go to keep net, yeah, I mean, these aren't going to be worth anything. So let's just drop those back into the water and only keep the stuff that's going to be worth something. Okay, so let's see how it goes. So if I have to, I'll go back up to size 2 hooks, but for this gear, it's just not very efficient because some of those carp are going to spool us or just going to be so annoying trying to get them in. I'm hoping that with size 1 hook, we'll occasionally get small carp. The only reason why I'm trying to catch carp is for that income quest. I've gotten this far, 4 out of 7. I just want to finish it. I don't really want to target carp until I upgrade at least a couple of my rigs here. But I'm having so much fun, and I haven't even gone to the second map yet. I mean, we certainly could go to the second map. We could have a long time ago, actually. And I think I will plan on next video spending, if not the whole time, the majority of the time at the second map. But this, I wanted to do one more video here because I have found it to be immensely fun. And yeah, I'm just really enjoying it. So we're killing the crucians here right now. One thing that they don't sell here at this first map, which if you're wanting to target carp, you might, go to the second map and purchase it and then come back. And that would be something corn flavored. Because all we have are like the common carp here. So I suspect that the corn flavored, either corn bait or corn boilies, might be the way to go. If this is not a carp, I think I'm going to go back to a 2 hook just on this ride alone. All right, so let's see what happens if we put a 2 on. And we'll keep semolina for now. Let's see if we start seeing carp on this one. This rod does have a little bit more strength to it, the rod and reel and line, just a tiny bit more than the other 2. So I guess if we have to suffer through it on one line, we'd want it to be that one. Golden Crucian. Okay, that must have been another daily quest we just finished because we got another angler's token. That actually went into those lilies. That's so awesome. So next fish, or if I just get impatient, but next fish we catch on the middle rod here, instead of dough, I think I might try bread. See if we get a occasional small carp on bread maybe. So right now we've got a pretty nice little net here. I guess we get rid of this eyed as well. It's not going to be worth anything. Well, we'll see. If we need to, we will. Yep, so we finished another daily quest. And then we're trying to finish the carp. And we could like target, quote unquote, target rudd and perch like with worms. Or bloodworms even. And maybe try to finish that off. We'll see. Let's see what the rudd record is here. 1.084 kilos on bloodworm. So it does look like bloodworm's probably the way to go. And then perch, bloodworm as well. It's interesting how well bloodworm does. Alright, so we can finally switch this one over to bread if dough didn't catch us a carp. If it caught us a carp, then ooh. If it caught us a carp, then we may stay with it. think this is going to be, it's either going to be a carp or it's a really nice something else, you know. I also want to get a little bit upgraded gear and come back and try to catch some catfish here. It's just cool how many different, a variety of fishing you can do here, even at this opening pond. That's not a carp, is it? It's just a really nice crucian, I think. Yeah, really nice large crucian. Okay, I said we'd try it, so let's try it. We're going to go bread. Try to get this thing out there towards the lilies. And we really slowed our bite rate down on the semolina, didn't we? By going to the larger hook. 1.3 kilo crucian. 2.727 kilo crucian on dough here. That's amazing. Where was the carp? Yeah, so the carp, oh, it was on corn boilies. What did I see that was, oh, it was the bunch of giblets was for the Wells catfish. I'm sorry, I'd gotten those confused. So the biggest catfish here was on the bunch of giblets. It was actually corn boilies that caught the largest carp. So that's good to know. Whoa, mercy. All of a sudden the middle line is catching some fish. So this is on bread. Hopefully we can get this in. You know what? Let's go ahead and do some line dancing here. We want to keep tension up. I don't think we'll lose the fish if we can get this one in real quick. This one's pretty much coming straight in. Hopefully we won't, at least. It's taking a little longer than I was expecting. A nice golden crucian. Alright, we still have a fish on here. It worked out. So let's see what this is. Wow. Another nice large crucian. Okay, here we go. Size 2 hook probably equals carp, right? Oh, no, maybe not. What is this with the semolina? It's a crucian. Whoa. All right, this is the pearl barley. Yeah, so I was really hoping we would just see a lot of, like, at least off catch with the carp. But we really haven't, have we? So far, no carp. Nice fishing over here, but not seeing the carp. There we go. So on pearl barley, we finally got one. Yeah, might switch all three to pearl barley as we catch fish if we don't see them starting to show up. So there was a carp. So the carp's not in our keep net because it actually went towards our income quest. So if you put a fish towards a quest, it doesn't go in your keep net. Let's see if we went back to back here with pearl barley. We did not. Now that they have the crafting, so is this showing what we've caught? Yeah, we haven't caught a frog, Wells catfish, tench, leech, or grass pike. But now that they have the crafting, I feel like I'm a little more motivated to make fish offals at times. We will probably want to use some of this stuff moving forward. But early on, we also just really want silver, don't we? Pearl barley just catches a little bit of everything, it seems like. But it's got a nice bite rate. So fish pieces have to be at least 400 grams. And then fish offals, or however you say that, have to be at least 1 kilo. Interesting. It's got some pull to it, doesn't it? This does too. Wow. Are we going to get spooled? No, this one doesn't seem to be spooling us. I think we're okay on that one. So let's try to get this one in first. And then we'll focus on the other one if it's still on. Because either one of these, or both, could be little carp. With how much strength they've got. Let's keep that head turned towards us, please. There we go. Over here. That is one large crucian. Alright, this fish appears to still be on. And this is with just bread. We are catching some nice crucians here. This really slowed down when we put the semolina on it. So let's go to pearl barley with the bigger hook. See if we get any higher bite rate over here. So we've got bread and then pearl barley times 2. Bread is in the middle. That's something small. Oh, it's another quest. A quest rud. That's cool. Yeah, bread and pearl barley just kind of catch everything, don't they? So we made some more silver from the daily quest. We're trying to finish this income quest. The supply and experience quest we don't care as much about. I mean, I'd be great with getting 5 muckworms in terms of the bait, but experience, we don't need experience, you know, like the way we're kind of approaching this, we just really don't. But at this point, at least. Maybe we'll get a couple more carp here in the evening. We'll see. Wow. See, I was thinking that these fish that, you know, this size fish, that we would be getting a decent amount of carp, but really most of them have just been really nice crucians, right? Which in the big scheme of things is fine. It's not helping our quest progress, but that is a beautiful fish. Large silver bream. Is that due to the nighttime maybe settling in? It's getting a little later. All right, this is the first fish on pearl barley since we changed this from semolina to pearl barley. Remember, this is a size 2 hook instead of 1 like the other two, which should put us in like carp range a little more often. But another large silver bream. Look how much XP we're getting. I wasn't expecting this spot to turn into a nice silver bream farm here at night, but it looks like that's what's happening. I guess this would just be a lot easier if we went and got corn, right? Oh, the other thing we do have that I could try again. Let's wait and see what we get a fish on next. But we also, I was experimenting with these styrofoam balls. It seemed like they were kind of a slow bite rate, but I wonder if that like increases the chance of carp using those. I don't know. Everything is a bit slow at the moment. All right, we're gonna try a green ball. Styrofoam ball. Small silver bream. The problem with going for carp on these setups is you have such little line. All right, let's okay, there we go. So you start off with less than half of the spool on your line from the start. So if they run on you at all, you're in trouble. Hey, hey, guess what that is? Another carp. We are one carp short of hitting the money. I'd love to at least see one fish on these little green styrofoam balls. But I've got about 10 minutes left and we're close to a full net anyway, so... Oh, there we go. Looks like we're going to get to see it. Looks like we're going to get to see it. Oh, maybe one of these is our last carp. Alright, this is going to be a little tricky. Oh my goodness. We finished the Rudd quest. Okay, that's a nice fish. And that's a nice fish. This has more spool on the line, obviously. We can also go up a little bit more. Let's see if we can focus this one. See how much progress we can make. We're definitely losing line over there though, so we want to be mindful of that. One of these has got to be a carp, right? You would think. See if we can expedite this one. Alright. That is our carp quest. Awesome. Now, do we still have a fish on? Oh, we do. Okay. Be a nice fish here. I love the way this rod and reel behaves and how it looks. I actually, after using this, you can get the equivalent of this picker rod and reel setup from this store here at the pond. It's a little pricey to do early on, but I definitely want to eventually have 3 of these equivalent picker rods to kind of go for small to medium cautious fish. I think it'll be fun to have these setups available for some species at least. Not for carp, but for some species. I think this would be a really cool. You get a little bonus XP, so you kind of have to pay for it. It's like they're not cheap. It's a decent amount of silver, but as we move forward, I think it might be worth doing. See what we got. So that's my largest carp here. We will definitely take that. Let's see how much a 4-kilo carp is worth. And let's just see how we did in general. And we'll wrap this up. Alright, so the only thing we have left is that Perch experience quest. And I will probably actually just go ahead and cancel that out. We don't really need the extra experience anyway. So we could do another income quest if we fish here again next time. A lot of them are from Perch. 31 silver for 8 perch. That's pretty nice. Alright. How'd we do? Yeah, 17 silver for that carp. We have 123 total. This is going to put us at a really nice silver range. Look how much these large silver bream are worth, though. Very cool. And very similar to the bigger large crucians that we caught. And then look how little the large gudgeons are worth. So it's fun to go for those, and you end up with some bait fish, which is nice, I guess. And I think there's a chance of the trophy coming out down there, but in terms of their worth, they're not worth much. All right, so 123. We're at 486 silver. So as part of the question will be, what do we want to spend our silver on? And I think the answer is nothing here. We probably want to go see what the gear looks like on the next lake or the next area before we spend any of our silver. And I hope that that's what we can do next episode. But as always, thanks for joining me. I hope you're enjoying this. I definitely want to keep getting some RF4 videos made as well. Don't worry, that is in the works. Just trying to figure out what I'm going to do next in terms of content over there. Like I said, I finished a long and very fun team comp that has been over the last 5 or 6 days for Russian sturgeon in RF4. So I've kind of had all of my attention over there into that team comp, but that has been completed now, so we'll hopefully move on to some other things. As always, thanks for watching. I look forward to seeing you next time. Peace out.